in this whole journey of where you've been building life without limits, you've given notice to the job, even
Yeah.
though what's interesting, even though you haven't seen your first client yet. Now I think you've got your first client coming up like this week or next week, which I'm excited for you. That's just fantastic. I'm so happy for you. But you gave notice before you even got your first client. And I know a lot of people would be like, man, girl, you are crazy. But can you tell us a little bit about how did you come up with the courage to do that?
Yeah. So those people are right. I am crazy. But I did have a safety net, so I'm not that crazy. Um, and I would, you know, a few months ago, if you had told me I was going to do that, I'd be like, no, I'm not. Like, what are you talking about? And for as anxious as I am about change and just general life and like what's going to happen, like I want, like, because I'm a planner by nature, I want to know, like, okay, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, then we're going to do this, then we're going to do this. This is the single biggest leap of faith I have ever taken in myself, and I'm not scared. Like, I'm just not, because I know, like, I know I have what it takes to do it. And I mean, my parents are not surprised at all. They're like, yeah, you've always been really stubborn, and really headstrong, so go for it, like, you're gonna be fine. And so I really had to dig and just know that, like, I wasn't gonna get myself, like, no one else was gonna get me out of this hole.
Right.
I had to do it myself. And of course, like I said, I have a safety net to bring some money in via PRN, and it's gonna be pretty consistent for several months. But
Mm-hmm.
I just knew, like, I wasn't worried. I knew I had, good support behind me, and that I had the drive. And when I have that, like, sky's the limit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When you've got that support, the sky is the limit, and it's so it's so important and so valuable to have a good support staff or support crew around you. And sadly, the reality of it is not everybody has that, which is unfortunate. But you do, and I'm so glad for you and for AJ and your family that you do have support around you, because it's so important. Um, but with that, the fact that, like, you started building your thing without even seeing a client yet, you gave notice without seeing a client. Just share a bit about what your thoughts or your mindset, what you've been going through with this. I mean, I think for one thing, what you pointed out was you're a planner, and you like for your ducks to be in a row, and you like for every package to be neatly wrapped. What have you learned in this journey?
I've learned that even though I'm a planner and I still am at heart, that I, and okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and use this analogy because, like, I told AJ. So when I, decided to jump in headfirst and gave my notice and started working on everything I needed to get Life Without Limits in order to prepare for the first client, like get my liability insurance, getting my LLC, all those things that you kind of need. Um, So before I started all that, like, AJ would come home on a Friday after a game or after practice, and the house would be like spotless. Like, had cleaned everything, kitchen's clean, like the house smells great, like everything's in order. Our house was like dirty for like 2 weeks because I was too busy working on other stuff. I was like, AJ, like, this house is really, like, it's kind of gross. And I was like, I'm just busy. I don't have time to clean. He was like, that means you're happy. I was like, you're right, it does. But my mindset has been a lot better. Like, I can't even tell you how much of a weight has been, like, lifted off my shoulders, and feeling like, of course there's days and weeks where I'm like, okay, I really don't have time to work on business stuff for myself. It's been a hard week, seeing patients at the clinic and with just life or whatever. And I've learned it is okay to put it off to the side for a little bit. I don't have to check off everything on my to-do list, when it needs to be done. Of course, the important things, yes, but I've learned there's things that can be put off to the side, such as cleaning the house. But I also know when to take a break from the business stuff, which, there's like 2 weeks after I started or became uncaged, if you will, I was like, oh my, like I haven't worked on business stuff in 6 or 7 days, but I just had other stuff going on that I needed to do. And that's okay. I think we all need to give ourselves a little bit of grace when we have a lot of different things to juggle. We all are busy, whether you have, you know, a wife or a husband and kids, and you both have jobs, and your kids are in sports or whatever it is. You just got to prioritize and get done what just needs to be done, and don't worry about the rest. You'll have time.